What's going on, world? It's your boy Judah, and we are back with another Game of Emotions podcast. To my left, your right is my boo, is my thing, is my wife, is the love of my life.
Hey y'all, I am Shanice.
Hey y'all, we're gonna hop right into today's episode. We're not gonna waste any time. So today's episode, we're talking about the building blocks of business, the basics that you need for business and your everyday life. But like we always say, your everyday life is a business.
Right.
So today we're going to talk about character, and we're going to break character down straight out of the word, straight out of the Bible, and we're going to
Mm-hmm.
break it down based off of the character of God. Because one thing that I am learning and experiencing just in my personal life and also in my marriage with my wife is God is always trying to develop our character to be his character,
Right.
which is a lifelong process. But these character traits that I'm going to talk about, these are vital for business, is vital for being consistent in
Right.
business, growing in business, staying consistent in your business, doing good business. You dig what
Right.
I'm saying? These traits that we're going to talk about today are very, very important. So we're going to come out of Galatians 5 and 22. Is literally, I don't know, one, two, three, four sentences. We're going to read four sentences, but we're going
Right.
to break down each one of these characteristics and relate it to business and why it's important for me and you to really have these characteristics. Because without these characteristics, I'm just telling you, you're not going to do good business, and it's going to be hard, in my personal opinion, to make good money. And when I say good money, I'm not necessarily talking about a lot of money, but you know how the saying is, all money is not good money, and
Right.
all business is not good business.
Right.
So our goal is we want to make good money, like make a lot of money, but we want to make good money, meaning do good business. So, but I'm gonna let you go ahead
Right.
and start and read 5 and 22, 23, yeah, 22 and
22 to
23.
3. Yep.
Yep.
It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when it says the fruit of the spirit is literally the character of God. Everybody has character traits. Everybody has
Right.
good character traits, bad character traits, but the fruit of the spirit is literally the character of God. And the very first character that God talks about in Galatians 5 and 22 is love.
That's right.
It's very important. And what love is in layman's terms, it really just is being able to care about the well-being
Of
of
people.
others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, caring about their well-being, wanting the best for people.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're doing business, I know when I'm doing business and I give you a prime example. This is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a also customer. She is 77, 78, something like that. Like, legit could be my grandma.
Right.
And she bought a Jetta from me. She leased a Jetta about 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking this week about a small SUV for her. Number one, because she wanted a small SUV. Number two, she just felt like she felt a little bit more safer in it,
Mm-hmm.
and she felt like sitting up higher would help her see a little bit better. But when it came down to like the money and the payments and
Right.
everything,
Right.
the payments did go. And one thing she said while we were like going back and forth, and she was really debating if she could do it or not. She said, how did she say it? I don't want to misquote her, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm paraphrasing. She basically asked me like, if I were your mom or something like that. She said your mom or something like that related to
Mm-hmm.
family. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? Like really, what would you do?
Right.
Or what do you think? She asked me. It was one or two. She asked me, what do I think?
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I would, because I really did care. I really, and not just her, but all my cousins. I really do care. I really genuinely do care. Meaning, I do genuinely have a level of love for the people that I do business with. And I pretty much just explained to her the benefit of what she told me makes her comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
And then the difference in the monthly payments, it wasn't a huge jump. It wasn't like a 50, 60, 70, $80 jump. It was a reasonable increase, and it still fit within her budget. So
Hmm.
that's a legitimate option to take advantage of. I just shared that story just to relate it back to love, because I wasn't just trying to shove her in the car and really make some money, which I never try to shove anybody in the car and make money. um, but I care. I genuinely do care. Is there anything you want to touch on concerning
Love.
love and, like, as far as like business or even your personal life?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as you were saying, you were talking about your customer. Just being able to show love in different situations is always a good thing. Being empathetic also to others
Yeah.
is good as well, because that is a form of love, right? Tough love is another form of
Oh, that's
love.
good, babe. That's good.
um, Showing that, yeah, you do care, but at the same time, if there's some harsh lessons that you need to learn in order for us to get it together, to get it right, and tough love is also something that we need to incorporate
Hmm.
into our character.
Yeah. We
um,
just gave Michael some tough love the other day.
yeah, we did,
Yeah.
right, because we know that if we did not, then the behaviors can carry out to when she gets older, and then
Hmm.
she just it wouldn't be beneficial for her, right?
Right.
So I think that all falls into the category of love.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. And the next one is joy.
Yeah.
Now, joy in my perception, for me, joy is genuinely for me, and I'll hear your definition of it and how,
Hmm.
but for me, joy is really committing to having a good attitude, committing to staying positive, because for me, when I'm staying positive, trying to stay positive anyway, and just trying to make sure I keep a good attitude. There is a level of joy that I genuinely do have. There's a level of happiness that I genuinely do have, and I really believe there is a direct connection between joy and positivity. Because positivity, you have to be grateful. That helps you stay positive. You dig what I'm saying? And that helps you keep a certain level of energy and appreciation,
Right.
which is joy.
Oh, right. Are you finished?
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I'm
sorry.
sorry. No, that's my fault. I just kind of just like
Stop.
bluntly stopped. Yeah, my
You
bad.
did.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
um. Yeah. Well, joy is that joy. You kind of have to make up your mind that you're going to have joy,
Yeah,
right?
it's a decision.
Yeah, it is. It's a daily decision.
Hmm.
And as the word says, the joy of the Lord is our strength. So
Amen.
definitely
Yeah.
relying on Him, because that is the source of joy,
Hmm.
right?
Amen.
But those are the things that can be, in that category with joy. Just
Hmm.
making a decision to be happy, making a decision to have positive thinking, making a decision
Hmm.
to yeah, just like I said, just kind of be positive
Hmm.
towards others, but also towards yourself, right?
Hmm.
Because sometimes we're not that way with ourselves.
That's real.
We're Sometimes we're really hard on ourselves, and sometimes we just think about situations that are negative, and then it just kind of throws us off, like we kind
Yeah.
of talked about
You
last
can't have joy
episode.
like that.
Right, you can't have joy like that.
Hmm.
So being able to be in a position where we can choose to have joy, then that is where our strength relies.
Right.
So,
And the reason why that's important in
I'm
business,
sorry, not
go
relies,
ahead.
but lies. That's where our strength lies. Sorry, go ahead, fix that.
Oh, you're fine. You're
Yeah,
fine.
go ahead.
And the reason why that element of joy is important in business, because when you're when you're and even if you're not an entrepreneur or you're not an aspiring entrepreneur, even in your everyday life, having a commitment to staying positive and having a good attitude, which is going to lead to some level of joy,
Right,
it directly positively impacts your interaction with people. It directly impacts your interaction with your own thoughts, really. You dig what I'm saying? And it just helps better this situation. It also helps you problem solve better. And business is all about problem solving.
right,
The better you can solve a problem, um, really the more valuable you become and the more money you really can make because you're solving problems.
Right.
The next one is peace. Okay, so now this peace part, he has been really forcing me into situations to where I just have to have peace about the situation. Okay, so this is what peace looks like to me. Peace for me looks like accepting what I cannot control,
Right.
but I really want to control it, but I can't do anything about it. And I genuinely just have to trust and accept how God is running the play, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. For me, that's peace. Peace for me is coming to a place of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you can understand, but you can understand something and not accept it. But you're not gonna have no peace. I'm telling you, you're not gonna have no peace until you accept it. So you understand what's going on, number one, but then you gotta come to a place of accepting. Okay, I don't like this, I don't prefer this, but obviously this is how God is running the plate.
That's right.
Obviously, this is how God is running the business because it keeps happening. I can't I done tried everything I can do on my end to change it and I can't. So okay, so it's out of my control. So you know what, God, help me accept this because for me, when I'm not accepting whatever the case may be, however God is running the play, I don't have no peace because I don't be okay with it. But once I finally do get to a place of acceptance, that for me that's peace. Accepting what I cannot control based off of not my doing, but this is really how God is running the play. He has a real way of like showing you via your situation, keep repeating itself. Like, no,
Right.
this is not how this is going down.
Right.
For me, that's peace acceptance.
Oh, okay. So being able to accept, which is true, yeah, being able to accept what you can't control. Um, that is a form of peace, or um, just being able to be in a situation where peace, like you can have peace around you, right, surrounding your environment with um, with things that are not too, I don't want to say crowded, but that are not what's the word that I really want to use, like your environment, right? Like your environment does not create an atmosphere
Yeah,
of peace.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really trying to say.
yeah. Like a clean
Like a
environment.
clean
Yeah,
environment. So being,
yeah. That
making
does create
sure,
peace.
yeah, like
Real talk.
making sure like your space is, it's like your sanctuary, right? Like being able to be in an environment where, I believe the presence of God can be, right? And on a consistent basis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that gives you that peace of mind, which creates clarity, which creates just a good source of thinking too. If you really think about it, like your mind is clear, so you're able to think clearly, you're able to
Right.
make better decisions because you've surrounded yourself in an environment where it is peaceful,
Yeah.
so yes, I understand accepting the decision, accepting where God has you to be and what He's doing in your life at
That's
that
peace.
current
Yeah.
time, but also just the peace around you, making sure your environment is in a situation where you're allowed to make clear decisions
Yeah.
and you're not focused on what somebody else is thinking or what somebody else is going to decide, or just confusing, I should say, too, right? And just making sure that your environment is peaceful.
And I'm gonna translate. I'm gonna translate what you said about the environment, aka your environment being as clean and as order as possible.
Orderly, yes, that's
That's
the
the
word.
translation of what
Right.
she's saying. So, for example,
Right.
like your house, your room,
Yes.
your car. I'm telling you, your
Mm.
car, keeping your car
Clean.
as possible. Of course, with kids, it's not gonna be spick and span. But okay, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like real quick. And we'll go to the next one. So, for example, when we leave the house in the morning, we always make up the bed.
Oh
So
yeah,
when
for sure.
we come back to a room with a made up bed that's orderly, and that does create some peace. Okay, in the
Yeah.
car. When we're in the car, of course, we got kids and this, that, and the third. But when we get out the car, take all the trash
Trash
out of the
out.
car. So
Mhm.
now when you come back to the car, that trash is not there anymore. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
might have crumbs here and there. The car might need to be washed, but the core of the car is clean because every time you get out, you clean it. You dig
That's
what I'm saying?
right. That's
That I'm telling
right.
you, that creates peace.
Yeah, it does.
You understand what I'm saying?
It
So that's
does.
the translation of what she's talking about when she keeps saying
Environment,
environment.
yeah, because you have to be able to have a, and again, this can be here or there because you have some people who can thrive in mess, which I really don't know how, but I've always heard like the saying, um, uh, pretty much. I forgot exactly how it goes, but it's talking about like
Can function in
I can
chaos.
function in chaos, and
Yeah,
I
but
don't,
that's not peace.
that's not peace though. So it's
Yeah,
just like
that's not peace.
you're more so trying to
You've learned how.
survive, or
No,
you've been
it's
cope, or you've been able to um uh, being able to operate that way,
yeah,
but
but
it's
that
not effective
yeah,
though.
that's not peace. I know exactly what you're
You
talking
know what
about.
I'm saying?
It's
And it's
it's
like
it's
that's
an
not,
ability. Yeah,
yeah,
it's an ability, and you can adapt it because
you can adapt
human
to
nature,
it,
like
yeah.
we can adapt to stuff, but that don't mean it's peace. But what you're talking about is being able to function and be uh, to a certain level of productive in chaos. You
Right.
know, and I mean, people do that, but that is not peace though.
No, that's not
That's
peace.
not peace.
Right, that's
That's
just
not the peace of God. We're talking
the
about
peace of God.
yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Right, right, right.
Now, this next one is, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. This is going to take each and every one of us for the rest of our lives to really mature in this area. And we will constantly be put in a situation where we have to develop in this area. Because for me, in my personal opinion, I'm open to being wrong, but human nature, this is the most hardest characteristic or character trait to develop and
Right.
mature in, and that is long suffering. Long suffering is
That is
patience.
patient.
Long suffering is
That's
patience.
right. That's right.
I give you an example when it comes to business. So I've been at my job. I'm a car salesman. I've been at my job for 9 years now. And if you would have told me when I first started, I still would be at the same job, the same dealership 9 years later, and I have not started my own business full time, I would not believe you. But patience, because and see this is how you know when you're working your job and you're trying to build a business on the side so you can go fully independent. This is how you know when God is making you be patient. When the money that you need to even start a little bit of the side business is up and down. You have the money, you don't have the money. You have the money, you don't have the money. You have the money, then a priority bill comes up and you got to take care of that. And also, you're not self-sabotaging. You're not putting yourself in these bad money positions to where you can't even start your business. So when you're in order, you're in line, you know you're doing the right thing, you running the play the right way as best you can, you crossing every T as best you can, you dotting every I as best you can, and you still don't have the money consistently to build the business to the point where you can go independent. Okay, God is saying be patient.
Right.
He's forcing you via the situation consistently to make you long suffer, patient.
Right.
Did you want to add on to
No,
that, Ray?
you took that one. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that patience is real, man. That patience is real. And one thing I have learned about patience is you do not lose being patient. You do not lose being patient. You don't make wrong decisions being patient. And you always, when you're being patient, you always feel like you're behind.
Mm.
You always feel like you see other people doing similar or the exact same thing, and it seems like they're doing exactly what you want to do. Y'all started at the same time or around the same time. Y'all got the same skill set, or your skill set might be better, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're being paid, a lot of times you're gonna feel like you're behind. A lot of times you're gonna feel like you're missing out, and that's just a feeling that you will forever have to deal with and contend with, and just stay patient because God is forcing you to be patient.
That's right.
But you don't lose, man. I'm telling you, you don't lose being patient.
That's right.
The next one is the next character is gentleness. Gentleness is literally, so I'm gonna take this in marriage. I'm gonna take
Okay.
this in marriage
Okay.
because marriage is definitely business for sure. But when I'm dealing with Pooh, I give you a prime example. We had a disagreement the other night. But in our disagreement, I still was conscious of my demeanor, my selection of words. Babe, why are you looking like that? I was conscious of my selection of words. Like when I say selection of words, I'm talking about like
Danielle. No, it's kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
when I say my selection of words, I'm talking about stuff like calling you out of your
No, I
name.
know that. You don't
But
think I know that?
but
I
babe,
know that.
I need to explain to the people though.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. I
I
know
know
that.
you know that, but babe, they need to know that.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
why we're talking about it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
See. Okay.
but that's a part of being gentle though, because you can disagree with somebody, you cannot agree with them, but there is a level of still of respect and gentleness that you use when you're
Gentleness is a it is definitely a verb, I should say. Um, and what I mean by that too, because yeah, it's gentleness can be the way you say. Sometimes it could just be the way that the person says something. Like it could be the tone of voice,
that's
right?
part of what I was saying.
Yeah, because sometimes the person could be aggravated and agitated, and it's not only just about calling someone out of their name or not calling someone out of their name, but it's just the way that you talk to them, to not raising your voice or being extra with it, you know. So, oh, you
Hey,
want to continue?
that was your perception. I wasn't being extra. I was trying to get my point across. But my point, what I'm saying right now is when it comes to gentleness, number one, being conscious of words that you say.
Okay, that's
That's
a
that.
form. That's a part of it. Yes.
Yeah, that's a very big part of it. Number
That's
two,
not a big part of it, but it is a
that
part.
is a big part of it, babe.
It's not. I don't.
Babe,
I.
your word selection is a big part.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Okay, but also it could be your tone.
Okay, but word selection is
I
very
said,
important as
yeah,
well. But I was
absolutely.
getting to the next one.
Don't be cutting me off.
But I was
See,
getting to
this
the
is perfect
so
example
it's a
of what
perfect
it is.
example of
It's
what it looks like to
perfect.
be gentle. Okay, it's
Right.
a
This
perfect
is
example of
not
what it looks like to be gentle.
gentle.
This is very gentle
This is
because I'm not
not
raising my voice.
gentle.
I'm using very selective
Keep
words. I'm
going.
being
Keep it
aware of my
moving.
words.
Keep it
And you
moving.
see, she's not being very
Keep
gentle
it
because she's trying to rush me
moving.
on and rush me along, and I'm trying to
If you
share
don't.
an example with you guys and just trying to give you guys some value and give you guys some gain to make you better so you can make money in your business. But she don't want me to just stay here. She
Okay,
want me to
so
go
the
to the next
next one
thing.
is goodness.
You just be good.
Just be great.
No, for real. Okay, I give you an example of being good. So being good is in business, or you can say everyday life, whichever one. But being good in all seriousness is genuinely doing to people or even your customers what you would want somebody to do to you or not do to you. That's being good. And I'm gonna say this: it's not always easy being good. It's really not, but God is good, and
He is good.
but that's His character. That really is God's character. And a lot of times, God does not allow us to have things or do things or achieve things or transition and do things because His goodness won't allow us to do it. Because watch this, and this is what I'm learning. This is one of the hardest things that I'm learning right now. You can have the skill set, you can have the commitment, you can have the intellect, you can have all these things that you need, but for whatever reason, at this point in time, this is just not the time that God really wants you running that certain specific play.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And His goodness won't allow it to happen. He
That's
won't.
good.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He won't allow it to happen. But genuinely, that's what being good is like. Really doing to people or not doing to people what you would not want somebody doing to you, or what you would want somebody doing to you. And it's not always easy. I'm not saying
Right.
any of these character traits are easy, but these are real character traits that we absolutely need to win in business and win in everyday life.
That's right. I agree.
The next one is faith. Oh my God, I'll let you talk about that because I can go on there. I can. Oh my goodness.
Well, faith is clearly, as we all know, evidence.
But everybody might not know though.
That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about to say.
Did you know it's my tone of voice?
Faith is evidence of the things that are unseen, right? That are not seen. So it's more of a thing where you don't physically know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. You have an idea, and it's when you rely on the Lord to and trust in Him to know that he knows exactly what He's doing, even in the places that are even in the unknown, right? And putting,
Mainly in the unknown.
yeah,
He
mainly, yes.
forces you into a
Are
level.
you gonna do it or you gonna want me to do it?
of
Because you just told me that you wanted me to do it.
Yeah, go ahead, babe.
Okay, thank you. So, did you hear my tone of voice? All right, so back to what I was saying. So, faith, yes, he forces you into a place of where you have to trust him, right? And again, even in his word, it talks about even if you have faith as small as a mustard seed. So, I don't know if you guys ever seen a mustard seed, but it is very, 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 very small. Okay. And so, even if we have just a little bit of faith, he can move um, mountains. But of course, that is a very difficult place to be, is to have faith, because human nature doesn't allow us to just really give up complete and total control,
Come on with that.
right?
Come
And
on.
as followers of the Lord, as called by God, and we have to give that up, because we couldn't even surrender our lives if we didn't give that up, right?
Right.
Because when we accept him, we're new creatures in him. So that's a part of the whole journey, right?
Right.
And
That's real.
so it's always going to be a battle, but um, the biggest thing is that we're gonna have to try to do it again. I mean, again, I think God knows exactly where we are, and He works with where we're at, and that's why a lot of our situations are the way that they are, because He knows that He wants to grow our faith in Him,
Yeah.
and He wants us to trust Him. And this can go in business too, because you don't know how business works sometimes. When it could be up, it could be down, it could be stable,
It could
but
be predictable.
it could be predictable. That's right. And we just have to know where he's at with it. And when it's unpredictable, that's how you know he's about to do his thing, because he is so unpredictable at times.
God is unpredictable, man. I'm trying
Yeah.
to tell you.
Every time you think that he has
Um,
a method, or not even a method, but every time you think that you might be able to
track
read
them.
God and
Yeah.
track him and
Predict
know
them.
him and
Yeah.
know exactly the next steps,
Yeah.
he always comes around and he does just something totally off the wall. So
Yeah.
this is a walking journey. I'm walking on this journey. I don't know if I'm running. I'm walking with this faith thing. So
I'm crawling, babe.
I'll crawl.
I'm like an infant in a diaper, just crawling.
Shut up.
Crawling in faith, babe. Nah, for real,
So
man.
that's
Faith.
it.
One thing you said about faith, and we'll go to the next one. You said was talking about the unknown, and what I'm what we are experiencing and learning is, God will, He genuinely always will put you in a space to where you have some level of you don't know.
Right.
And when you don't know, it makes you uncertain. When you're not certain, I mean, that is the time you're supposed to have faith and really believe. Of course, that is way easier said than done, but I'm just telling you, he forces us into these unknown, uncertain places to a degree. It depends on whatever it is, but he does that because he genuinely wants to develop the character of faith in us. The next one is meekness. Meekness is obedience, and it's so funny because I always say this because and I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to say, but I always say this because I experienced this. In the middle of that experience, I'm like, man, it takes faith to obey.
Hmm.
Like, cause so meekness is obedience. That's what that means. But it takes faith to obey because a lot of times, like the situation, or for us, a lot of times the situation is dictating us to run a certain play that we definitely do not want to run. For the most part, you dig what I'm saying? We really don't prefer to run the play like this, and then we try and figure out all the alternative routes that we can try and figure out, and the play still dictates
Right.
to us, the situation still dictates to us to run this play that we just don't I just don't know about this. And it takes faith in that moment to obey and run the play the way the situation is constantly showing you.
Right.
And that's why I say it takes faith to obey, because you're uncertain. You don't really know everything. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? But you have. It's almost like you have to make a decision of, it really is obedience, man. Obedience is, it can really be scary.
For
It
sure.
can really be scary. But again, even with obeying, man, you don't lose being obedient. You do not lose being obedient.
That's right. Got it.
Did you want to add anything on?
No, sir.
Okay. The next one, oh man, this is so big. This is huge. Now, this one here. Whew, let me see. Let me see. Love, joy, peace. Okay,
So that's temperance.
yeah. I'm just saying. I'm saying patience is a high priority. That might be priority number one. Faith, yeah, that's on the same level. But this temperance, I believe temperance. But I don't think you can do any of these without self control,
That's right.
which is temperance.
I
I
agree.
don't think you can genuinely love or care about somebody, have any joy or peace. You definitely can't have no patience without temperance. What temperance is self control. You can't have no patience without self control. You definitely can't be good without self control. You can't have faith without temperance. And
That's
there's
right.
no way you're gonna be able to obey without self control. So self control, it genuinely, I don't want to say it has is like the number one character trait, but it is, from just in my personal interpretation, I don't see how you can have any of these other character traits without having self control first.
Mm.
And self control is not easy. So I'm not sitting here saying I got all the self control in the world, but it is our goal to have self control. It is
Right.
our goal
That's right.
to have temperance, and that's what I'm telling you. This temperance is where the origin point of this entire podcast came from, because I was in a situation repeatedly, and I literally heard God tell me to focus over my emotions, aka to have temperance, aka to have self control. And that this temperance and self control play, man, character,
That's
when it
right.
comes to business and your everyday life. When you commit to temperance, when you commit to having self control, aka focusing over your emotions, I'm telling you, you are not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose. Now, watch this. You might not achieve the accomplishments and the milestones that you want to achieve in the time frame that you want to achieve them, but I'm trying to tell you, you're not gonna lose. You're gonna win. You're gonna be successful. You will be consistent.
That's
You will
right.
be stable.
That's right.
You will be what's that word, babe? You will be reliable. That's the word I'm looking for.
Hmm.
You'll be reliable. Watch this. You will be able to have a disagreement with somebody. You understand what I'm saying? And not fall out with them. You understand?
Hmm.
You'll be able to disagree with somebody and understand where they coming from, understand where you coming from. I still don't agree with where you come from, but you know what? I do have a level of self control. I do have a level of temperance. I do have a level of maturity,
Right.
and I'm gonna just say, okay, we'll agree to disagree, because it's really not that deep for me to just. I just got to get my point across to the point where it's a fallout. You dig what I'm saying? And it creates
Right.
emotional and mental damage. Like, nah, it ain't that deep for me. But
Right.
temperance gives you that. It gives you that leash. It gives you that limit. It gives you that boundary. Temperance gives you boundaries. Temperance gives you boundaries of, it just certain things I am not going to do. I don't care. I'm just not doing that.
It's
And
good.
in business and in everyday life, that is so important.
It's good.
It is so important to have boundaries of things that you just absolute flat out are not going to do.
It's good.
I'm just not doing that. But temperance, and this is very important, because God does have a huge amount of temperance. God does have a huge amount of self control. You dig what I'm saying? Um, Before I keep going, babe, did you want to add on to that temperance piece, babe?
Well, you could actually, with the temperance, you could go ahead and kind of sum it up with the focusing over your emotions
Mm-hmm.
piece,
Yeah.
and I mean finalize it that way, just because of the self control, and that is the basis of focusing, like you said, over your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
You
No,
want to
what
walk us through that?
I was gonna say, um, no, I think you should.
Okay. And one more character trait that we're gonna talk about is staying awake.
I'm trying
Not
so
slime,
hard.
not slime playing. Yeah, we done had a long day.
It's been a really long
Yeah, we done
day.
had a long day.
I'm
But
trying.
yeah, temperance is focused over your emotions. It genuinely
Yeah.
is focused over your emotions. So number one, it's very important to identify how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're mad, whether you're super
Sad.
happy,
Mhm.
you're excited, you're anticipating something. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever the emotion is, whether it's up or
Right.
down,
Right.
it's very important to identify because you can't deal with something you have not identified. It is impossible. I break it down in sports all the time. When the offense can't tell what the defense is doing, then the offense can't make the adjustments so they can score. So you got to identify. The second thing, you absolutely must understand your emotions. Our emotions
That's
are not
right.
our friend because
That's
our
right.
emotions, they are not logical, they're not rational, they are not practical. They are just emotional, which means they're irrational and they're not practical and they are not logical, and it's gonna have you crashing out and doing something that you just don't have the time or the money to deal with. And number three is you have to focus over your emotions, aka have temperance, have self-control, and
Right.
focus on either the bigger picture at hand, or sometimes you need to focus on the right now and deal with that and stay focused on that,
Right.
so you can run the play right and you can make the right decisions.
Right.
So with that being said, that is everything for today, man. That
That's
that
right.
Galatians 5:22. That is one scripture that I sat here for like literally for months and just reading, because I was learning like, okay, this is God's character. Like this is a part of God's makeup. This is how he think, and this is why he moved the way he moved.
Move.
Okay,
Yeah.
God. Okay, this is you moving like this because this is faith. Okay. Oh, you moving like this because you want faith. Oh, okay. Oh, you moving like this because you want me to have self control. Okay. Oh, you moving like this because you want me to be obey. Oh, all right, God. Okay. Okay. I'm trying. I'm trying. But I'm telling you, like these are very important traits. I'm telling you, for our character in our business in our everyday life, because it's going to lead us to stability. It's going to lead us to consistency, and
Right.
it's going to make you reliable, and you're not going to lose with these elements. It is no way possible. So with that being said, that is our time
That's
for
right. That's
today.
right.
Got anything else, babe?
No, it's a great episode. Good job.
Yeah, it was strong. It was strong.
Mhm.
That being said, we will see y'all next week. We are
Gone.
GONE gone.